My name is Kelly Height McGee, and I'm the University of Alaska Chief Human Resource Officer. Last year, President Johnson supported and asked us in Human Resources to conduct a total compensation study, which essentially means taking our employee salaries and comparing them to similar positions to organizations like ours, so public higher education institutions that have similar size of students, budget, programs, and several other criteria that we use to determine that they are a comparable peer institution. So essentially, we look at that and we look at that data to see where we are, where each employee falls in comparison to their peers. And so, what we call market median is essentially the average of the middle point of all those salaries averaged together. And then the competitive range is really a plus or minus 10% around that middle of the average salary. And so, we've done that look. There are people above, there are people around market median, and there are people below. In addition to the salary review, we also looked at pay equity, which essentially is, do we have inequities amongst genders or ethnicities that are not justifiable? In other words, the years of experience or their education or their performance, are those things, when you factor those in and they're about the same, why are they making a difference in their salary? And they shouldn't be. And so we did proactively, I would say, embark on that and look at it. It's the right thing to do. There was also a group of faculty and staff that had asked for an equity review. So, in doing so, we are finishing that now. And I'm happy to say there's very few that are in what we would say is an inequity. And so our goal is to write those and in a case by case basis. So we do have a website that outlines this in more detail probably than people want. In addition, we do a market survey for salaries. We've done pay equity for an internal review. And then lastly is a benefits package review. So how are others getting paid with benefits and how do we compare? And we found that overall we have pretty great benefits. We also did find that our pension limit, the amount that can be put in towards each person's pension, is lower than what we would like to see compared to our peers, and a couple of other things that we're going to be working on as well. But the first phase of this was genuinely just to know, how do we compare so that we know that. And we have never done this with staff, so it was a lot of work. We have compared faculty over the years to market, and so really doing the market comparison benefits and the pay equity is what we are accomplished now. All employees, faculty will receive it. They have received a letter from the union, those that are represented faculty, non-represented faculty, executives, and staff. Over this next 2 weeks, will receive a letter, an individualized letter that states, just as the faculty did, what your salary is, what is your market, where are you by comparison, and other information such as how many years you've been here, your title, and things like that, to let you know what we use to make that, pull that data and do the comparison. The other thing that's really important for people, because what they ask when I talk to people is, what does this mean? Am I getting a raise? Or they go the other way because some faculty have gotten theirs and they're above market. I better not get a decrease? And so you won't get a decrease, but the goal is through our budget, depending upon how that goes. So there is a slideshow that the president went over with the University of Alaska Board of Regents May 9th that has two key slides. And one slide is really about the budget scenarios. And it says, if we are cut X, these are the initiatives we will still fund, and compensation is one of them, and various other things are on that slide. And then then there's actually a slide that's solely about compensation, and it has the different scenarios and kind of what we will do in terms of money that would be put to market, money that's put to general, and money that's put to benefits. And so those are all outlined on those and will be a part of that communication that we send out to staff and executives. But at the end of the day, if anybody has any questions, we welcome you to contact statewide HR as we are right now, and or go on the website and fill out the form.